Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about the Secret Service, the presidency, secrecy, trust, and what's happening right now. I waited to make this video until the narrative, the storyline, kind of swung back in my direction. I think most people know how I feel about the former president. So I didn't want to make this video while the Secret Service was saying, oh no, it didn't happen. If you don't know, at time of filming, there is sourcing from within the Secret Service saying the incident in the limo, in the SUV, occurred. That the Secret Service had been gossiping about it ever since it happened. That everybody knew it happened. And that they've all been talking about it. Another way of saying this is that there are sources within the Secret Service that are talking about something embarrassing to the presidency with the press. I will be less than trusting of any statements that come from the Secret Service because they should be denying. Anything that's embarrassing, they should be denying it. And if they're not denying it, I have to wonder why. So I can't trust the denial because, really, they should be lying from what I believe happened. And if they're admitting it, that's also wrong because the job is to protect the safety and dignity of the client. Even in the private world, nowhere near the level of the Secret Service, when somebody is asked about a client, comment. You say nothing. Let's say the sweetest people that I have ever worked for, was a country music band. And they were just the nicest, friendliest people, so happy, just great people to work for. And a reporter comes up and asks me, hey, what was it like working for them? The answer is no comment. Even if I had absolutely nothing bad to say about them, ever, the answer would be no comment. Because the next question out of the reporter's mouth could be, hey, well, what was it like working for this business person? So if I had said, oh, that country music band, they're the sweetest people ever. They're great. What was it like working for this business person? No comment. What does that tell the reporter? That there's a story there. We cannot normalize the Secret Service talking. That's bad all the way around. Allow me to give you some scenarios. Let's start with something a little less dramatic. Let's say there's a president who is rumored to wear adult diapers. Okay, this isn't a big deal, right? This doesn't really matter. This isn't a huge thing. No big deal. However, if the Secret Service confirmed that, and that information wound up in that international poker game where everybody's cheating, wow, that could be embarrassing to the presidency, right? They can't talk. Let's make it a little bit more severe, something a little bit more serious. Let's say, I don't know, it's the 1980s, and the president is engaged in a contest with a near peer that requires total clarity of thought at all times because there's a lot of tension, high stakes. What if that president has moments where they're not so clear? To the point where the cabinet's actually talking about invoking the 25th Amendment. The Secret Service would be aware of this. They can't talk to the press about that. Worse, they could end up talking to somebody who they thought was the press, but was really somebody else. And in that period where the president isn't so clear, well, that's the moment where the near peer decides to go, surprise. You can't normalize this. Another example. Let's say the president has a girlfriend. The president has to be able to trust that the Secret Service isn't going to tell the press. Because if the president can't trust the Secret Service, what's the president do when he wants to see his girlfriend? He kind of has two options, right? One, ditch his detail. Well, that's dangerous. The other is find somebody on the detail who's willing to break protocol and sneak a person in. That's also really, really bad. We cannot normalize this. There shouldn't be comments coming from the Secret Service. I understand that most Americans want the Secret Service to just spill the beans about former President Trump. I get it. I really do. And when it comes to something that rises to the severity of the sixth, sure, maybe the agency could issue a statement to the committee saying what they know, not individual agents. And it should be limited to material facts. And that's the important part here. Again, waiting until the storyline is swinging my perceived direction, right? Right now, they're saying it happened. There's a bunch of sourcing that says that. Okay, it doesn't matter. That's not the bombshell. The bombshell isn't that the former president had an altercation with the Secret Service, allegedly. That isn't the bombshell. That doesn't even matter. The bombshell is that the former president is alleged to have wanted to go lead the rioters. That's the bombshell. He wanted to show up and support his people. That's the bombshell. That isn't being disputed by any of these stories. People are focusing on the scandal, on the salacious tidbits, rather than the material facts, what actually matter. And they're going to lose the plot. They're going to get into this battle about which Secret Service agents do you believe. It doesn't matter. It's completely irrelevant, and none of them should be talking. The president has to be able to trust his or her detail. They can't be surrounded by people they don't trust. They can't be surrounded by people that they perceive as being a possible media source or a security leak. We can't normalize this. The bombshell is that he wanted to go. That's what matters. Not whether or not he lunged over a seat or grabbed or yelled at somebody. None of that matters. Whether it happened or not, it doesn't matter, and we should know about it. Everybody needs to focus on the important part. With everything that was going on at the Capitol, the former president wanted to go there, by all the testimony that we've seen. That's what matters, not whether or not he grabbed somebody or attempted to. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.